For the people on Zoom, you are missing out. We got some great food happening here at the office. How you been? Everything good? Awesome. All right. We're going to go ahead and get started. So good afternoon, KW South Bay. How's everyone doing? Good afternoon. Can you believe it? It's already September. Yeah. September already. Guess what? This whole entire month for the remainder of the year is going to be super, super quick. So there's still plenty of opportunities out there. So again, thank you very much for being on today's team meeting. We have a lot of great stuff. Minnie is going to be sharing some stuff from Mega Camp on the stats and valuable information for you kind of spearhead as we close out the year. So you guys all ready? Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and continue. So, get started, please make sure that you silence your phone out of respect for the sales meeting. Make sure that you put it on vibrate and no interruptions. But you know how we do it here at our office. Our mission and our belief in our vision as part of KW South Bay to provide agents with a place where they will be empowered, trained, and motivated to experience growth, wealth, and a legacy that allows them to live their best life possible. Our belief. When the values of your own company align with your own beliefs, you know you found your professional home. And our vision to achieve amazing professionals and personal development so that KW South Bay remains the agency of. Yeah, give yourselves a round of applause. Of course, yes. Thank you. Thank you for being part of this amazing office. And as a friendly reminder, our support team here, if you have any questions, we got the go-to people. We also have our KW Hub as well that you can find all of the resources. But I wanted to, just as a reminder, provide you with our support team here at the office. And also that includes our ALC, right? Amazing agents at a part. You heard them last week, right? They're spearheading some of the sections and, to kind of pick their brains of what's working, what's not working. So I highly encourage all of you to be part of that and really ask some tough questions. What are they doing differently? How is it that they're getting so many opportunities and closing deals, right? This is a great opportunity to write those notes and just talk to the ALC. And let's bring Sean Parrott with First American Home Warranty, who provided us with the amazing lunch. We'll just give her a round of applause, please. Awesome. How are you?
Hello. Nice to see you. My name is Sean. I'm the area manager for First American Home Warranty and NHD. I've dropped off these little pieces of paper for you guys. Grab them. I also left some more bread and food for you. They are just letting you know that our NHD reports, just starting yesterday, we've released the new disclosure. It's the FHDS. It will let you know. So if you order a home, I'm so sorry, an NHD report through us, it will let you know if the house is in a high risk or very high risk area, and then it'll trigger these disclosures to be sent to you guys for your buyers to sign, so that way they know what. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. I also do have a brand new for new people who haven't ordered with us before. It's a $50 off a redemption code that you can use with me for your first NHD report with me. So don't forget about that. And then obviously, home warranties, like my bread and butter. I do that in my sleep. So if you guys have questions regarding home warranty, please let me know. I'm always happy to help. Our Eagle Premier, I was just talking about this with Kevin. Our top of the line policy, you could say, the Eagle Premier, it covers like the air conditioning, washer, dryer, kitchen, refrigerator. That starts at $765. So if you guys have questions, my brochures are up at the front. Have a great meeting. Thank you for having me.
Beautiful.
And enjoy your lunch.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Beautiful. Awesome. Are you going to come and run the team meeting? All right. So thanks again, Sean, for providing us with the lunch today. So we'll go ahead and continue now. Next, we have our Mega Agent Camp recap. So let's give a round of applause to Mr. Manny Atias.
Thank you. And you're gonna stay with me?
I'm going to stay here with you.
We're gonna tag team.
We're gonna.
Who went to Mega Camp this year? Anybody here? Fred? Yeah, okay, the rest are not here. We had a great group, about 20 of us going this year to to San Antonio. If they changed the location from Austin, Texas, so instead of 95 degrees, we got 105 degrees. And that was fun. Very different market stats and updates by Gary this time. Usually they're it's about hour and a half, more or less. It was maybe 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Pretty much similar trends and insight from what we heard from them back in February of this year. So we travel every 6 months to the big KW conventions, February and then in August. So kind of 6 months, we get the rotation, we get the insights. This is going to be interesting just for us to understand where we're heading and how to end this year, pretty much. There was a lot of emphasis on whatever is impacting the economy in general, or that's their perspective of one way to look at the economy. Clearly, inflation and unemployment. We want ideally every day to wake up, or the government to wake up every day and look at inflation and unemployment and to have them what? High or low? Low, correct? Low inflation, cost, and then less people unemployed. And there's other things around it that will affect those elements, which are the GDP. We're going to talk about all of those things: cost of money, tariffs. That is still, unclear how that's really affecting us still in government policy certainty. They didn't go into politics. We thought they will, could have been interesting, but of course they didn't. But they did mention that, ideology, right? Because, you have this party, that party. Ideology does influence policy. Right, policies, how they make policies, etc. There's the federal level, there's state level, and it goes even more complicated. But all those aspects do play a significant role as we see it this year more than before, because there's a lot of emphasis on the foreign forces, if you may, right, in play, and it's either going to go really, really well or it won't, right? With that being said. We need to understand our local climate as a country. We're going to go over that because that's this is nationwide, and of course, each and every one of you, whatever market you work in, you need to understand different kind of lore. Lore stands for what?
Language of real estate.
Language of real estate, right? So when you say number of units sold, days on market, that's etc. Price point. That's law, language of real estate. So whatever area that you're working on, you need to know your law. It's mandatory. You have to know it. Otherwise, you don't know what you're talking about when you sell real estate or when you consult other people, right? GDP stands for what? Okay.
Good job, team.
And if you have to explain someone that doesn't know what GDP is, how would you describe it?
It's the health of the economy.
Pretty much. Thank you. Right, is how healthy the economy is. Now, the government wants the GDP to be growing how much every year?
3%.
2 to 3%. Okay, 2 to 3%. That's the healthy growth that they want to see. They're projecting this year to end with 1.4. Is this a good thing? It's not horrible like what we've seen in the past, right? But it's not the amount that they want to be ideally to spice the economy, even a bit more. And we're going to go into different factors that you understand how they're affecting all those numbers: inflation, unemployment, etc.
And just to add to that, Benny, look at the trend that goes way back to 1990. That's 30 years. So you get a bigger perspective of what this looks like on the GDP on an annual basis, and you can see the trends throughout these years and where we're at now.
Yeah, so it's clearly not consistent, right? And there's a lot of factors that, you know, affect the GDP, but as you can see, if you're all gonna, you know, gonna go 30 years back, what happened in 21? Pandemic, was that good for the GDP or not good for the GDP? Was that? I mean, it was in abnormal level historically, at least 30, I think historically even before. I'm not sure what happened in the 80s or 70s. We don't have that information over here. But once we're going to get to the other parts, cost of money, economy, etc., you'll see how everything links together. Unemployment. What is the healthy percentage that they want to have in the US of unemployed people?
3%.
4 to 5%. Okay, that's the level. Now, what do they want for people to be unemployed? Like it doesn't make any sense. Or let me ask you, one question before. When it says over here 4.5% projected, right, which is a really healthy level, that's 4.5% with the population unemployed in comparison to what? Anybody knows? So that's going to help you to. Can you just maybe drop this one? Sure. Do more. And this one. Yeah, thank you. So you see, if you compare the yellow line is job openings. As you can see, as of June of this year, it was 7.5 million job openings. And the blue line is unemployed people in millions, about 7 million. So they want to have ideally more job openings than people that can work but are unemployed. You follow me so far? In a perfect world, okay, or unrealistic world, more accurately, if everybody had a job, is this a good thing or a bad thing?
Good and bad.
Who do you think is a good thing? Don't be shy. He bites, I don't. Who thinks it's a bad thing? Okay, why, Joe? Hold on, she can't hear you. Can you come closer? It would what?
Drive up the cost of labor.
It would drive the cost of labor, okay? Okay, so, I mean, also think about the job rotation, like you have no openings, then what? What happens if everybody earns money? Everybody also do what? Spend money. That can affect what? In a way of
Inflation.
GDP and. Oh, can you click it for a second because it touched the screen maybe?
We're having some issues with this.
Give me the mouse. And inflation, that's correct. Thank you. What's inflation? What is inflation?
Unappreciated money. Unappreciated money, like too much money in the economy.
Okay, it's basically like the value of money, right? In time. What happened during pandemic and the year after that? Right? 7%. Anybody remembers like free money? That's right. That too, in a way. We'll talk about it in a second.
Also losing the value of the money.
Why?
Inflation, it's instead, because it's not gonna have value against the nature.
So, by the way, what is the target inflation? It says on the screen. If you have 20/20 vision.
2%.
2%. So during the pandemic, it was 7%. That's not normal. Okay. The projection for this year is just below 3%. Okay, so not ideal, but closer to what it should be. And looking into first quarter of 2026, that we're looking for it to drop even further. Okay, again, those are projections. You know, and just for the record, I mean, the difference between the colors is the yellow is the CPI, which is it includes energy and food, and the core is without energy and food. No,
No, I'm handling it.
Yeah. Say again? Well, 2%, you got a really good deal. I heard about 2.5, but talk to this lady afterwards over there. Can you click the next slide for me? Okay, so I got it. So we're gonna touch rates in a second as well historically, but let's talk about the overall industry in general. This is nationwide. This is median price, median numbers. So something's gonna feel like, well, that's like a really low price, so low level of units, but that's nationwide. Home sales. So look what they're projecting for this year. Okay, 4.2 million homes. Look at the last 2 years, 4.1. Does this year feel busier than last year? Well, it should.
Yes, yeah.
It should. Do you see, resident, if you see more inventory on the market? Way more inventory. Some areas jump from 2.5 months of inventory to, I think we're gonna touch inventory if I'm not mistaken, to 4 months of inventory. That's a big jump. By the way, what's a healthy number for months of inventory? 6 months. 6 months. That's a healthy, ideal, perfect situation. When was the last time you saw 6 months inventory anywhere? I mean, at least not to those areas, maybe different parts of the country. I'm not even sure about that. Okay, but we're getting there slowly. So 4.2, that's why this year it still kind of like feels weird. We see more action, but there's not enough as closings as they should be because of various reasons. Anybody want to share why escrow is not closings? Top 3 reasons. Competition. Insurance is a factor. So let's say financing, because that's going to affect financing. Okay, so financing for sure. A lot of people cannot, close the deal because of different reasons. Number 2. That's part of financing. That's part of financing.
Sellers not getting what they thought they were gonna get.
Thank you. So sellers not willing to compromise. They're still stuck on the price of like a few years back, and they're not willing to let it go. And that links also to seller concessions. We see that. If you don't see it, you're not doing enough business. And I'm telling you why, because I see more and more offers coming in, and then there's a counter back from the listing side, and the seller is willing to offer $0 to the buyer's agent because the price came too low and they gave different concessions, or not 2.5%, like or 3%, like you're asking, maybe 1%, 1.5%, or what have you. And then things happen. So pay attention to those trends, by the way. Like, so whatever market you work, also track cancellations, right? And understand like why does it cancel? Call the agent, say, hey, I just saw that you canceled 1, 2, 3. What happened over there? Right? Learn of like what's affecting those trends. I think, can you click again?
Yeah.
The next one, I think it's a monthly. Sorry, it's also an annual breakdown. This is a monthly breakdown. So the purple one, that's from 2024, and the blue one, that's so far trending this year up until June. As you can see, it's kind of trailing 2024, but the projection that again it's going to surpass 24, but it's not. We're not there yet, even if you compare it. Home prices. That's always. This is one of the best slides. Take a picture of it. If you can share the slides afterwards with the office, because this is a great tool just by itself to talk to buyers or sellers, right? So, what is the blue line? It's called the trend line. What does it stand for? Anybody knows?
Appreciation.
Annual appreciation, okay, it's also called the long-term trend. And ideally, the appreciation every year for property based on, historically, and how it's supposed to be, it's what percentage? It says on the screen, 4%, right? 4%. So ideally, if someone bought a property, they wanted to trend to appreciate 4%. Now, look at the graph, the about to end the year projection with $418,000, that's median price. I know it's not realistic in our area, but still nationwide. But look at the trade line, 8%, over 8% above the trade line. So if you own a home, is this a good investment still or not a good investment?
Good investment.
It is. And historically, maybe there was some dipping in the way and things that happened, right? Like the big crash and other things in between. But overall, it's one of the best investments, best vehicles out there, statistically.
And just to add to what Minnie was saying, because I've been in the industry for quite some time, this makes sense to me, really makes sense to me, because in the early 90s, look, we were below the trend, right? And then up into 2002 into 2007 and 8, it dipped, but it ultimately, and I remember real estate agents were just getting into real estate, getting a real estate license. We saw a flux of agents on that time frame, and a lot of activity was happening, and the market crashed down. And again, it dipped down in 2010 all the way into 2020 when we had the pandemic. Now you see where it's at right now. So it's also a good reminder.
Yeah, thank you, Simon. It's also interesting because if you understand what happened over here, lenders, right? Made up. Not your fault, guys. You guys are good. Like it was just made up value. I mean, it was all, so look what happened to the demand over here, and the price point skyrocketed because it was a race. And what followed after that? I'm not sure what the rates were. I'm gonna say it in a second. Look what happened over here, pandemic, right? The rates dipped, demand skyrocketed, and look at the price. Now, this is unusual. This is unusual because it's, I don't want to say it's, the same trend over here because there's just different circumstances.
It was different circumstances, because I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, Chris or Fernando, during this time, the interest rates, if I remember, they were in the high 5s, 6% during that time.
So can you click on the, let's take a look for a second. We're gonna jump over so you can see the rates historically, right? The rates, because the rates definitely affecting affordability. They're gonna affect supply and demand. They're gonna affect a lot of aspects, mostly on the buy side. But overall, what's when you say mortgage rate, right? It means what? The cost of money, right? So when it's cheaper, it's more affordable, right? So more people wanna use it, right? Either to refinance or like what happened in 21, right? Hopefully didn't miss out on that, or just to purchase a house. It's more affordable. So back to what you said, Simon, that was like around, so about 6%.
Yeah.
Right, 6%. Ideally, what do they want the rates to be? What in a perfect market, like stable market? Rate should be what in a healthy market? 30 years, 5 to 6%. Okay, 5 to 6%. Definitely not 2.5. Definitely not 3%. Okay, is this fun to have low rates? Absolutely, but it takes the market out of balance. Okay, like we've seen, historically. This is, by the way, maybe once in a lifetime, maybe at least historically. So they're projecting another drop in the rates. Nobody can tell you exactly when it's going to happen and if it's going to happen and what happened, but the trend shows that it's still going to be improvement with the rates. Currently, it's what? It's about 6.5, 30 years. 6.25. Okay, so slowly we are getting there, you know. So once the consumer is going to see something that start with 5, and by the way, FHA, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, they're only 5s,
Yeah.
but vast majority 5% number that's going to incentivize more people to go and purchase. That's why it's really important for you guys to have a buyer's pipeline if you don't have it currently. Definitely have a buyer's pipeline. Go back to what I skipped. You know, when we come to home prices annual, again, whoever's looking to purchase trend wise, it's still a good time to invest in real estate, like it has been all the time. Okay, so that's a good conversation to have with your future homeowners or investors. Inventory, as I mentioned, you see the trend. Purple is 2024, so we skip jump from like 3% to 3.5. Sorry, 3 months to 3.5, 2.9, 3.5, 3 to 4, etc. Now trending up until June, 4.7, almost 5 months. So it's close to the optimal market. It just doesn't move fast enough because also days in market increased, right? If you notice in most markets, but that's the inventory. Anything to add?
No.
Also, it depends on the price point too. Lower prices are still showing really fast. I'm interested, you know.
But that's always the same thing. Yeah. Any market, high price point always moving slower than the lower price point. But that's correct in general statement. Yeah, 100%. New home starts, as you can see, trending downward a little bit, which is not a good thing. Definitely not what happened before the crash back then with the new home because of the demand. We see a spike. We saw a spike in 2021 because of demand, and there's a small, kind of decline in a way. Maybe the average is about 1,000 or 1 million more. That's the long-term average. Mortgage rates, spoke about that. Affordability heading towards 30%. You can see that the most recent average, historical average from 2000, so the last 25 years or so, is about 20%, which is a really, really good number. Affordability stands for what?
Celery.
What? So it means that the households, single person, a family, what have you, how much money do they have to allocate towards real estate? Okay, and is it important when someone gets a loan to measure affordability? I mean, 100%, especially if they're taking a loan, right? So 30% of your household income going to real estate, sounds like affordable or not affordable? It is. Go back to the 80s, 50%, half of your household income would go into real estate. Yeah, different circumstances, different rates, different price points, but still, overall affordability, whatever you bring home, half goes to over here, only a third. Yeah.
Low rates, they don't also affect on the increasing of the house price because the demand is high. It's going to be tougher to negotiate with sellers.
So if you go back to rates, do we want the rates to go under 6% to be like in the 5 to 6 range? We do. That's a healthy range. Lenders are going to be busy refinancing or funding loans, etc. You guys are going to be busy selling, buying because it's going to be a ideally healthy supply, and demand. If it's going to, crash into or rush into a decline for 5, 5.5, 4, is this a good thing?
No, it's not bad.
It's not. Because what happens if the money becomes more affordable? Everybody wants to do what? To buy. And then when you have more people want to buy, what happens usually what happens to the prices? It goes up. Why? Supply and demand. Okay. Even though that's why we're still in a very unusual market. And Gary said that we're still in recession, specifically in real estate, which it makes a lot of sense. Are we currently in most markets? In a buyer's market or a seller's market? You'll be surprised, but in most markets, we're still in a seller's market. It goes back by months of inventory. So again, it by pockets, because you're gonna, you can do nationwide, but this, go by zip code, by area, etc. We can help you get this information from Broker Metrics, from our system, but that's why it's still a very unusual market. And that's why you also see, anybody still see multiple offers on properties? Yeah. So that relates to us, right? We're in the business, volume per agent. This is the good news, that the projections this year, that the volume per agent is going to increase, meaning you guys selling more real estate. Why do you think that is? Even though it doesn't feel like it. 2 reasons.
More sellers, more properties available.
Less agents, thank you. Less agents, significantly less agents. In California alone, we see a decline of more than 50% of people getting licensed, new licensees.
Sheesh.
Is this a good thing? Not for Simon, because he's looking to grow the office with good talent. But it is, because there's more for less. Now, the question over here is, someone said, like, more sellers, more this and that. It's true, but really, like, what is it, like, what is your fair share? Are you claiming your fair share? Are you out there doing what you're supposed to do to close the deals? And going to that statistics of increasing your volume sold.
Less competition.
Less competition, but also, as you could see, higher price point. Okay, and we're pretty fortunate here in California, because we can say you can sell 5 homes a year, and that's, you're gonna make more money than someone who's selling 15 to 20 properties somewhere in the Midwest.
Right.
Same job. Maybe the contracts are a bit slimmer, but the same concept.
Gross working that unit.
That's right. So this is good news. And look, if you look historically, this is about maybe the second or third best year in real estate for you guys, if you're gonna make it such. So it's all matter, it's all a matter of perspective. And then methods of home purchase. So how did buyers bought their homes? Almost, let's say 88% in average, almost 90% went with an agent. Okay, the rest is like directly to a home builder, like new homes, directly to maybe a sale by owner, etc. But still, 90% of the consumer needs us.
This is huge, folks, very huge.
What would the other be?
Online platforms, it can be. I'm not sure.
By owner.
Anything else that
It's not
might
listed.
apply.
Okay.
What buyers say they would prefer. This is very interesting, by the way. What buyers prefer what buyers say they would prefer in the home buying process. So almost half, and let's talk about real estate, because this also shows different industries. But in real estate, actually I talk about real estate and mortgage. They prefer a person. So 50% of the consumer rather talk to a human still. With that being said, 23% okay to trust an AI tool. Give me an example for an AI tool. You use it, right?
ChatGPT.
Yeah, but when it comes to the communication with the consumer,
Perplexity.
chatbots, right? Like automatic text. You're gonna call Fred today, and you're gonna have a full conversation with the Fred AI. It's not even Fred.
Sounds like Fred.
Full conversation. It's pretty incredible. So 23. Look at that number. 23% of the consumer are okay with that, and 30% are trust both equally. Trust both equally. Trust is a big, heavy word. So I argue if you're an awesome person, and if you embrace somewhat AI technology, you got the whole pie. You follow?
Yeah.
It's a combination of both. You're in person, but utilizing, the technology aspect like AI. And you'll replicate.
What's important to buyers when working with professionals? That's changed, by the way. That's for me was like, that's interesting. 80% in our industry are voting for comfort. It wasn't comfort before. It was something different. What was it? Loyalty, trust, honesty. Comfort took over big time. And the second place, 47%, convenience. And then still, in high level, right? It's not like, it was eliminated, but still high, loyalty. It came at third place. So your neighbor or your family member or the person that you're, thought that they're going to buy or sell or invest with you, going to end up working with someone else. Why? Because they maybe offered something more comfortable, or the service was more convenient, or whatever that is. Can you give me an example how you can make your business more comfortable or convenient to the consumer?
Listening, building rapport.
Building rapport is more of that connection, huh?
Communications.
Listening to what their real wants and needs.
To share with them, like, understand where they're coming from, and then that vibe that you're getting with that customer or that client.
Yeah.
Was they're gonna come to you, they feel comfortable now, because that's the way you have to do it, just have to speak a little bit more and understand a little bit more.
100%.
Yeah.
Right? And when it comes to comfort, it's also, people today can do everything from their phone, right?
Mhm.
So they would expect the same thing that, will be done for them to a certain extent. So you have to be the human person behind everything's going to be sent to them anyways. That's why back to the other, to this pie, if you're going to combine both tools, that should be interesting. Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about the AI in a second as well. There it is. So look at the internet revolution compared to the AI. So if you go back, the purple one, that's the internet investment that they made throughout the years between 95 to 2002. And year one, 2.5 billion. Year 5, 60 billion. Year 6, 80 billion. Big numbers, right? Look at the AI. From 2017 to 24. Year 1, 71 billion. Year 5, 173 billion, and continue. Year 8, 154.5 billion. It's just it's not rational. It's completely a whole different algorithm, and it means that, like anything else that we have in life, and think about yourself when you first get introduced to this thing that you called Google or internet or email or smartphone or whatever you see fit, same concept. There is the launch phase, and there is this bubble area where some are using it, but they still trying to understand, like, what is it? Should I use it? I shouldn't use it? Do I care about it? Who's using it, etc. How it's going to help me out? And then the turning point is where it's going to a whole different world, a whole different level, and then the mass adoption is chasing that. Show me one person that don't have a smartphone today. It can be any phone, smartphone. You can still find them out there, but rarely. Okay. Same question. Or someone that doesn't use an email in their business. It doesn't exist. So same thing with AI. We're still over here in the bubble. We're not here in the turning point yet. We're not. So you need to make a decision. Are you going to chase the trend and struggle to adapt and understand what it is and how I can use it to my advantage and make my life and business much easier? Or am I going to be a student and understand the basic stuff and, go to ChatGPT or to, what's the other one? Thank you. Somebody's using it over there. Gemini, and then ask. You can ask her, what should I know about you? How should I best use you, day to day? How should I best use you as a real estate professional, or whatever you want to ask? Be curious about it and see what you get out of it. You can also ask her to give you some basic lessons, how to use her in a different way. Webinars and this and that and everything. You can get even certified for it if you want to at no cost. Get curious about now AI. It's not just ChatGPT. This is like a tool. It's an app, right? It's an interface. It's a whole world. Coming up on October, we have a tentative date. We didn't publish it yet. We're gonna host our annual business planning clinic for you guys, for all the offices combined, most likely. Summer offsite. And one of the topics is also gonna be AI for your business. We're gonna bring a speaker that will talk about specific elements that how you can use today, and it's gonna be interesting, right? But till then, just get curious and learn the most out of it. Any questions? Any comments? Was this helpful a little bit?
Yes, very good.
Thank you. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Good information. Yes, great information. We'll definitely provide the slides if you guys just put a request, but we'll send out an email blast to all of you so you get a copy of all this, because I think it's a good arsenal to have as part of your toolbox, right? All right, let's continue. Listing pitches and buyers needs and wants. Anyone? Ooh, quiet today. No one. Oh, yes.
I have a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath in Cypress, just listed yesterday.
Awesome.
It's almost 2,200 square feet and 6,000 square foot lot. 1.34 is the asking price. 1,340,000.
Wonderful.
Anything I'm missing?
So you hosted an open house this week?
Open house this weekend, pretty much Saturday, Sunday, still sold.
Beautiful. Consistent. Love that. Awesome. Congrats. Awesome. Yes, Bill.
I have a buyer. It's the second leg of the 1031 exchange. They're looking in Westchester, at least 3.2 or more, $2 million.
Beautiful. Awesome. All right. Anyone else? Yes. All right. Let's go. Come up here, guys.
I have a buyer who's looking in the South Bay, single family residence under 900,000, 3-bed, 2-bath. But more in the El Camino Baudry Park community, Torrance, Northwest, Torrance.
Awesome. Thanks, Aaron. All right.
I have a lease listing in PV Peninsula, 4-bed, 3.5 bath, right next to the horse trails for $7,500 a month, remodeled, very nice.
Beautiful. All right. Anyone else? Nothing. Yes, Farrick.
Single family resident, 3-bedroom, 2-bath in Long Beach with an already built ADU, ready to move in, and it's fully remodeled, 997 asking price.
Beautiful. Awesome. Thank you, Farrick. You had another one?
I have a listing coming up,
Other than the other one?
yeah,
Okay.
right here, South Florence, up on the hill. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and it's gonna be about 1.6-ish right now. That's coming up in about a month or two.
Beautiful. Awesome. Great stuff, man. A lot of activity for sure. Anyone else? All right, let's continue. All right, we got Fernando Diaz giving us a mortgage update. Fernando.
I'm firing Simon today. Manny's gonna put the candy. So when they get the answer right, when they get to it, you throw it out. We're gonna talk about this. You know, Fernando, football. So real quick, guys, Natalie, you get that slide real quick?
I have.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, there we go. Road for Reason, guys. This is something I've been sponsoring for 10 years. It's a cancer fundraiser. If you've ever been affected by cancer or know anybody personally, yourself or a friend, I encourage you to go. What is the average price in the South Bay for a really good margarita at a good Mexican restaurant? What would you say? What do you pay?
18.
She's right, about $16, $17. Now watch this. You get it. All right. I don't care what you donate, $1, $10, $1,000, everything in between. I import margaritas from 5 to 7 at this thing for free. The ones I make. So if you have 2 margaritas and you donate $10, you're way up. right? The average price is 17. Right. So feel free, 5 to 7, there's also a pizza oven guy there, all kinds of stuff, people, have a good time, it's almost like a happy hour thing, even though people are exercising. Don't worry about exercising, unless these things are reserved for the most part. Let's talk about some of this stuff. That one slide you guys showed earlier today, Manny, with the trend line, the appreciation, you guys remember that, right? The appreciation, blah, blah, blah. So every now and then I get, client hesitation. They'll ask me, Fernando, am I doing the right thing? Is the market gonna crash? Should I buy now? I just feel like things are just keep going away from me and higher and higher and everything else. Okay, that may be so, and the market could crash tomorrow or next year or whatever, right? It could happen. But here's my proposal to you, and I've yet to have anybody take me up on it. If you buy this house today, right now, for $850, let's just call it that. In 10 years, I will pay you $850. We can sign it right now. You won't lose. 10 years from today. Nobody's ever taken me up on it. You know why? You just answered your own question, sir, about buying it. You don't want to do it because you know that it's probably gonna go up. So what's your hesitation? I'm waiting for somebody to take me up on it. So wait. Now,
You said 10 years?
10 years from the day you close escrow, I will pay you the exact price you pay for that house. So you cannot lose. You will not lose money, right? Right. So real quick, CARS July report kind of ties into what Manny did. So here we go. You're gonna get some updated information. Hang on a second. What is the new median home price in July for the state of California for a single family residence? Let me take way back there.
I said 875.
Okay, stop. I'm gonna give it to you. Third over there, Benny. 884,050. That's the median home price in the state as of July. Now watch this. That is down. So here's what I always say, you have to read everything and analyze it. It's down 1.7% from June. So right now the trend for the state is okay, a little dip, right? Little dip. Now here's where we're gonna have some fun. Watch this dip. We're gonna talk about Los Angeles County only. So we're gonna go backwards though. Watch this. What was the median home price July of last year in Los Angeles County? Last year, 2024.
750.
Nope.
755.
He said 9.
I said nine.
Right here. You said 9 too? He said 9.
I said
Right, throw something in there too. Okay. Here's the answer. 909.
I'm gonna give it to you.
909. That's what I'm.
I'm gonna.
Oh, there's somewhere. So what is it? So, okay, we're 909 last year, July of last year. What were we June of this year, the month before July? What was it?
It was up to 9.
875.
You get a little closer.
26.
Wait, what'd you say?
940.
Not too far.
800.
No. Come on.
940.
975.
No.
915.
Yeah, this guy right here. He said 915.
915.
He's off though. It's 903,650. But it's okay, close. Okay, so remember that 909, 903, we're kind of hanging in there. Okay, now the updated report of July. What was the median home price in July in the state of California? Los Angeles County.
This July.
This July. What was the median home price?
925.
What was that?
925.
Give it to him. 911,360. So as Manny said earlier, if you look, the sky is not falling. Look at our prices from 1 year ago, from June, July. They're still kind of trending up. If you look at June to July, it's trending up. Okay. So don't think the sky is falling when you're talking to people. Now watch this. What was the year-over-year inventory in the state of California, July of last year, 24, to July of this year? I'll give you a clue. In May, it was 22% higher than the May of the previous year. What was it in July? What was that? What was the percentage of increase? Because right, inventory's gone up.
4%.
Oh, no. What was that? What'd you say? You guys are way giving. You get double digit numbers. Come on. It was 22% in May.
It's not 21?
That is close.
19.
Nope.
44. 14.
30.
Okay, who's at 30? Right here. Right there. 37.7%. So if you look at it, inventory is rising. 22% in May, I think it was 29% in June, 37% in July. But yeah, look at this median sales price, it's still rising. Very interesting, right? If you look at everything else, it looks like the sky's falling, right? But if you really start looking at the data, it isn't that bad for us. Obviously, it's more of a healthy market, okay, balanced market that way, okay? The last thing I'm gonna leave you with, which I've told you guys before, is get comfortable in front of the camera. I know Fred's big on this over here. I will tell you, I don't know if you guys get my videos, if you see them, they're all over the place, guys. I've been doing them for years. I will tell you that 99.99% of all my videos over the last 3 years are on one take.
Wow.
Done, okay? And what I will tell you about it is my business has massively changed, especially now with the downturn market because of it. I get thousands of views for every video because it goes to every single social media channel plus the entire database, which is thousands. So you guys see the emails too, the little play button in the middle. So we get those numbers too. Get comfortable, give people good advice, be yourself. Don't go rent a tuxedo to do a video or, go get a fancy dress, be you and give good information because all the talk about buy downs, all the talk about getting your closing costs paid, getting everything that you ever wanted. You should see how many phone calls I'm having, I should say, with people calling me or somebody sitting at somebody's work, looking at my video saying, hey, what is this? Who is this guy? And boom, hey, I'm going to call him because my wife and I were thinking about buying, but I don't know anything about what he's talking about. This sounds awesome. Okay. So if you put the information out there and you get the eyes on you, the people will come. That's the message to that. So, and that is it. Unless anybody has any questions in general, no.
What are the rates?
Rates are trending down, guys. I mean, I would say 6.25 to 6.5 on the conventional side, 5s, 5.6, 5.7 on the government side. Keep calling, stop. So the trend is good. The market's sort of on waiting for the September, 16th to 17th meeting that's coming up. So will they cut a quarter? Highly likely they will. Will they shock us with a half? That will really get us rocking. But will they do nothing? It's possible. So we'll have to see. So that is more.
September.
The meeting is 2 days, 16th, 17th. So around 11 a.m. you're gonna know our time on the 17th what they're doing. And then they have a press conference. And then depending on what he says, starts getting the market excited or not too excited. So yeah. So that's basically it. Anything else?
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Manuel.
Many guys keep
All right, for the sake of time, I'm gonna skip today's broker update, but I'll resurface this next Wednesday's team meeting, okay? It's about Avid and disclosures and all that fun stuff. So it's a great segue. And this is all information straight out of the California Association of Realtors. Upcoming events. Please, Thursday, September 4th, tomorrow. Open house 1-on-1. Hosted by one of our truly professional Chris. If you know Chris and how he does his open houses, man, oh man, top notch. Okay, he's very dedicated, and most, if not all, of his business comes from open houses because he knows how to connect with people. So take advantage here at the office. Topics he's going to be talking about is your target audience, the mindset shift. Researches and preparation, common buyer questions. It's a sign, let there be light and tools and safety tips. Again, tomorrow from 1:30 to 3 p.m. Okay, please RSVP if you want to take advantage of how to effectively do a good open house.
Then on Zoom also, Simon?
It's via Zoom. Yes, we'll have it on Zoom too. Yeah, and I'll make sure to get it recorded too as well. Because I know some of you do have part-time jobs. All right, every Friday we have our contract classes. Thank you for the ones that are devoted and dedicated. I want to see more in person than on Zoom. I tend to see more on Zoom, which is good. And the beautiful thing is it also gets recorded as well. We're going to dive deep. We're getting more and more leases. So I wanted to have a dive deep conversation around how to utilize the forms, the lease listing agreement, because there's a lot of language that agents keep asking me. How do you fill this out? What does this mean? So we'll dive deep this Friday from 10:30 to 11:30. And yes, it's on Zoom, and yes, it is recorded as well. All right, this is what I'm very excited as well, Friday, the fifth at 1 p.m. For the PC, I know Nina had sent out a blast to please register. The beautiful thing, KW is now connected with Canva as well, Design the Future of Real Estate Marketing. So please register if you have not registered for this event. How to set up your Canva account, how to start designing using Canva. If you have a pre-existing Canva account, how you can incorporate some of the stuff that you have into your new. These are questions you can ask John, who is going to be spearheading this training. And then ask an expert. We talked about it last week. ALC has stepped up to the plate every Thursdays from 1 to 2 p.m. Learn strategies, tips, and insights for experienced top producers. Again, this is an opportunity for you to pick their brains, ask them these tough questions. What is working for you? And hear it from the agents that are doing business at a very high level. So again, this is a commitment from ALC. And if you have not registered, I know I've been pushing hard. I still want to be the #1 in the region. Most site, it's going to be here at our own office. So please, if you have not registered for the Tough Money Experience, Friday, September 12th, it's just around the corner. Please do so. It's from 11 to 3 p.m. here at the South Bay. But this is across all the regions. So we have other agents from other market centers coming. So I want a full house of our agents as part of this. Okay. I promise you will not be disappointed. You want me to go back on this or we good? All right, Bill Adawan is teaching online a course on unlocking investment transactions, top 10 ways to help investors utilize the 1031 exchange. Okay, Bill has been in the industry for a very long time. He retired and then he came back because he said he was too bored and he wanted to get back into action. So if you know Phil, Phil's a good friend and a great source of knowledge for all of your agents, all of your clients that have investment portfolios that are thinking to reinvest and how you can avoid capital gain taxes. You want to take his class. Again, Thursday, September 25th at 11 a.m. And Jason Abram, awesome guy. He's one of my biggest go-to people. I love hearing Jason. He's just a firecracker, has a lot of good information. And he will be here personally. I know this is a reminder, October 6th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Renaissance Hotel here in LAX. Please, a $25 investment is a good investment to hear this amazing guy. And for the cherry on top for ALC members, he will have an exclusive VIP after the session itself. And that concludes our team meeting. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it. All right, for the people that are be starting at around 1:15, so please take a break, go to the restroom. If there's food, get some food, and then be back with the training.